So I'm out here next to this beautiful tree, and you guys know that being in front of the camera is not the easiest thing for me. Well, guess what? Today it's gonna be even harder.
We're going to cut to a quick break. When we come back, I have a very special guest. We have Rachel Zoller here in the studio. She is behind the YouTube channel Yellow Elanor.
This episode's gonna be weird. I know, Zach really wants to do like an urban foraging thing, but I wasn't prepared for that at all. Are you serious? Of course you are. Hi. Oh, we have a stop to make. Oh, that is so bright. Oh, this is it. Alright, some sweet chanterelles. Okay, just need one really, just one to show an example. Something satisfying about rummaging through a box of chanterelles you didn't have to pick yourself. Now Colin is really trusting me because there's gallons and gallons of his sauerkraut in that fridge, which he knows I love. Matsutake button. All right, Colin, Kristen, I owe you guys. Thank you. Lemon garlic dill. Seriously, it's amazing. I just eat it out of the jar. It's so good. My brother and I were up really late last night doing final edits on an episode, and I don't know, it was like 1:30 maybe when we wrapped up with that, and we had to be leaving by 5 this morning. And I hadn't even like fully like packed and taken a shower by 1:30. So we are running on very little sleep. Thus, the makeup in the car, and here we go. Did you go out and forage the rest of the zone? Wow. Hi, Rachel.
Nice to meet you, Rachel. How are you?
Good.
What is that thing?
That's mushrooms.
That's a mushroom?
Yes.
Is it edible?
Oh, we are going to have a discussion about that. You cannot ask that question every single time I show you a mushroom.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
And yes, all authentic, covered in original dirt. So
the fresh kind.
You're going to love this one. So this is a bear's head. It's really similar to lion's mane. Have you ever heard of lion's mane?
I haven't.
Okay, so this is, lion's mane is commonly cultivated. People will grow it. If you go to farmers markets, you might find it. But this is another species that we have here specifically in the Pacific Northwest called the bear's head, and it tastes like crab. It's wonderful and delicious, and
really?
my favorite mushroom.
It actually looks a lot like how the crab
meats. The texture
string.
even too, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go put this away. I'm gonna go actually grab that note. Okay.
Now, have you done anything like this before, TV-wise or radio-wise?
It's all been pre-recorded. I guess I haven't done live before.
The guys will be chasing you with the cameras, so you don't necessarily need to look anywhere specific. They'll be, kind of focusing on you, and they'll be using this camera right here to show the mushrooms and everything specific. Okay. So when you start talking about, say, the bear's head, and moving along, they'll move with you. First question will be is which ones can we eat? No, I'm kidding.
And then I'm going to put a piece of duct tape over your mouth. Okay,
fair enough. And like I said, right around the bottom of the hour, I'll come and grab you and we'll get rolling.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Actually, a lot better now that I've talked to him. Yeah, now also that I pooped.
That's going in there. That's not.
I don't care if you put it in there. Oh, too short. Oh, it's still too short. Oh my gosh. Should you? I have the camera.
All right.
What? Oh my gosh, who's the champion?
Give me a shot with that Oregon Tackle Tech Cam too, will you? A little bit different. Something that we haven't talked about before. on GPS in the last 10 years. I don't know why. Actually, having a chance to talk with Rachel Zoller. She has a YouTube page called Yellow Elanor. She is very passionate about it and extremely knowledgeable. Like, multiple things, right over my head. All right, perfect. That's why we got you here. Info as well. Maybe you have questions, comments, whatever it is. We're here for you. And at some point in time, something you might even consider doing. We are fortunate enough to be joined by Rachel Zoller. Rachel, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
That was fun. There was only one moment where I thought I might pass out. That was pretty good. I think it's because I had my knees locked. Actually, I was really aware of it. I could feel it coming on. That went really fast, and I feel like I needed to get way more info. I think this just proves that there are so many people who want to learn about mushrooms, but it's kind of a challenge because the beginner resources are a little harder to come by. Yep. Am I supposed to be making like an outro?
No, should we go get some food though?
Yes, I'm so hungry. Please, let's go get some food. So we're hitting the road. We gotta get back into the gorge a little bit, and I am going to discuss with my co-pilot and producer specifically where we might stop, because depending on what type of mushroom we're gonna go and look for, or what type of episode we're gonna shoot. So that has yet to be decided.
I really want to find something in an urban environment, but Rachel wants to go find better mushrooms.
I think that would be a pretty sweet episode. I just wasn't prepared for it today, but okay, so let me think. What were my other ones? Oh, the other ideas were not good enough. Gosh, you're right. Urban foraging would be probably a good idea.
It would be.
Okay, let's do it. I think the first thing we actually should do is go to the one of the Portland farmers markets. There are some mushroom folks there, whether they're cultivators or foragers themselves, but going to the farmers market is definitely one way to urban forage. So let's head over there. Ready? Also just very nervous.
Oh, what?
People make me nervous. That's why I spend so much time in the woods with mushrooms. No. Yeah, I was just gonna say those carrots are beautiful.
It's nice to have dogs to truffle hunt because of one simple thing and one simple thing only, and that is that dogs can smell out ripe truffles. Dogs cannot smell out truffles that are not ripe. Everybody thinks we truffle hunt with pigs. That's like not happening. Not in America. The difference between pigs and dogs is that a pig has a natural affinity towards truffles, and so you don't have to train a pig to seek out the smell of the truffle. They're gonna go to it like a dog in heat. And so because of that, when they find the truffles, it's more of a experience where you're gonna try to get it before the pig does. And so there's lots of like Italian and old they say there's a lot of people without fingers. back in the days that exist. Yeah. Do I like to go on public lands for truffle hunting? Not that much. And that's just because the way the nature of truffles are that it's just easier to find them and easier to harvest them on a land that's been maintained. Lands that have been maintained are Christmas tree farms, and there's no shortage of those here in Oregon at all. And so it's not young trees that truffles grow on, but it's trees that have been about, I'd say, like my favorite age for me to start like doing surveying with dogs is like when stands of trees are like 17 to 20 years old. So not in the range where you're going to be cutting them down for Christmas trees. It's going to be like a stand of woods that looks really dark and haunted inside, and most likely the landowner is, you know, maintaining it. There's no brambles, there's no blackberries, and that is like the perfect condition because truffles like to be in the duff, which is that, you know, top layer with all the pine needles and everything. That is like the favorite environment for truffles for sure. I specialize in truffle products, but any kind of wild edible product. I also make products with truffles. So I do a truffle salted caramel, and that's made with a truffle butter, a truffle salt, a little truffle oil inside of that. And those products individually, I also make a truffle butter, salt, and oil during truffle season. So this is my truffle salted caramel that everybody loves, and I put it in my hot coffee. I put it in apple cider. You could put it with fresh fruit. In the summer, you can grill peaches, put mascarpone with it. Right now, I'm like all into like the hot cider and coffee, but it's really great. I've sold this for like 8 years, and it's my #1 truffle product that I have of all my truffle things, actually.
Are Oregon truffles better than French truffles?
Yes, and that's hello. It's domestic. Hasn't touched a bunch of hands. It still has aroma to it, and it's a local domestic product that we need to pump up, because just because it doesn't have a fancy French or Italian name on it doesn't mean it's not worth it, and that's not as good. You just need to find the right people to get your product through.
The first question I should ask is, can you tell me exactly where you found those? Like, give me directions?
No,
Oh.
absolutely not.
Do people actually come in here and expect you to kind of give them an idea of where to go?
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
Absolutely. I tell them in the woods most of the
Good
time.
job. Because you work hard for those spots.
Yeah,
You
I do.
really
I've been doing it for about 30 years.
Amazing.
And this one comes back in the same spots year after year.
It does. Has it been, like, for me, I feel like it's been a really great year for the Matsutake.
Yes, it's been extremely, a really good season.
Yeah.
And it's been that way in China, Japan,
Really?
Korea.
So globally.
Globally for this mushroom this year.
Wow.
Last year it was horrible
Yeah, agreed.
throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
So.
That's really incredible. Do people come up to you sometimes with mushrooms that they found asking for like photos?
Absolutely. A lot of photos.
A lot of
photos.
Yeah. And do you mind that? Like if people are like, I think I found a chanterelle, you're usually pretty willing to like.
And if I can't do it, I actually have them call the Portland Mushroom Club, the Mycological Society, and they will identify it for them.
That's awesome. That's perfect
and
to do
it's
that.
$45 for the first year to join, $35 after that.
Are you part of it?
No, I'm the one out of Seattle.
Oh, nice.
So I've been with them for about 20 years.
Amazing. I hear it's really great up there.
It is.
You have a lot of members up that way. Like, how did you get into this?
My grandmother.
Oh, that's awesome.
So she actually started me out with morels.
Perfect.
In a little basket, and she said, come on, and I was hooked ever since. I've been doing wild harvesting for about 30 plus years now.
Amazing. Do you still, after doing it all these years, do you still come across stuff that surprises you as far as the mushrooms, like stuff you've never seen or stuff?
Oh, absolutely. Every year there's something totally different. You know, last year I started seeing hedgehogs and now yellowfoot chanterelle, which have never been there.
They do come up together, I find a lot in areas that are the same.
Generally, but it's after one has already completed its cycle.
They started coming out.
Yeah.
Amazing.
There are so many levels of mycelium in the ground that people just don't realize.
Oh, this is really cool. Look at these. Look, you get to see in all the stages, baby, and growing, and then come over here, growing more and growing more until, well, it's not too big, but it's opened. Stuff you can find right here in a parking lot. Beautiful, beautiful things too. It's not just boring little brown mushrooms. These are glorious, amazing Amanita muscaria. Oh, there's a whole another species right here. Kind of want to pick one to see what it might be, but I want to leave them there too. These are great mushrooms, and to find these in an urban setting is not uncommon. So it's a great mushroom to help you learn the mushroom anatomy too, actually. So you can learn a lot just from observing this one thing. Quick shout out to Fungi Finder PTX and Quick and Dirty Gardens. Thank you for the hot tip on these Amanita. Oh wow, look. I mean, that one's knocked over, but look, they're all up in here too. Oh, they're a little bolete of some sort. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh! It's a fairy garden, you guys. Oh, wow. People have clearly like dug up some of these. Oh, but this is so neat. Look at how gorgeous that one is. Look at this one back here, oh my goodness. Oh, look how picture perfect these are. Wow, okay, I gotta get my camera. I gotta get some pictures of these. These are so beautiful. Okay, huge thank you to Fungi Finder PDX and Quick and Dirty Gardens for you guys giving me a hot tip on where these mushrooms are here in Portland. Woo. So while we were there filming and getting pictures of those red Amanita, a couple ladies walked by right on the sidewalk, because the sidewalk's right there. And they were just so amazed. They're like, are these real? No way, are these real? And it just like, this stuff pops up in the city all the time, but we're just like rushing around, walking, wherever we want to go. But just look in the yards, look in the lawns. There's this stuff, it's everywhere.
It's gonna be a way better picture if she's in it. Come on, Derek. Grab that tambourine or something.
Oh my goodness, I can't do that.
Please. Where are you guys from?
We live up in the gorge.
I love the gorge. Gorgeous gorge.
It's true. I don't have much rhythm.
Help her out a little. Martin, help her out a little.
No.
I can't do much from here, brother.
He's doing all the work as it is.
Like you're walking. Perfect. Hey, 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 hey. Good rockin'. Midnight, 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 midnight. Oh, hey, go on.
I am not musically inclined. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, they're gonna need to take this tree down. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I keep saying is oh my gosh. Check out this mushroom action. So it looks like it's a Ganoderma species. Check this out though, look at all this fresh sawdust. Have they been doing work on this tree? I wonder if something fell and they just chopped it up. All right, so this is a oak tree, and these type of mushrooms cause heartwood rot. If you ever heard of the Anne Frank tree, It blew down in 2010, and it was rotted out by the same kind of fungus. Maybe not exact same species, but similar to this. So this is one of those species where you can actually kind of draw on the white pore surface. And I am really tempted to leave a message here for somebody, but I think I will just let it be. But this tree, heartwood rot, probably not going to be safe here for too much longer.
She started the countdown now.
Yeah, that's true. Okay,
Ask the Portlanders to tell us.
Okay, we are on the corner of Harvey Milk and NATO. You know, right here on the waterfront. That's where this tree is. So if you want to come see this big old artist skunk here in the cavity of the tree, you can. And we should come back and check on it. Or Portlanders, report back to me if this ever gets cut down or falls over. You'll know why. Ah, look at this! Mica caps. So they're part of the ink cap family. Look at these little baby dudes. Well, come over here, see what they look like once they mature. Look at this. Look at this. Oh my gosh, so cool. Okay, let me grab one. Here's a good example. There we go. So look at the underside. Let's compare it, young to old. Here's them when they're really young. There you go. If you open it up, you see the gills are so super close together. They're so close together that the spores have a hard time freely just exiting. And so instead of them just kind of decomposing like a normal mushroom would, they deliquesce, which is they absorb moisture from the air and turn more into a sticky spore mass. Anyways, very, very common in urban settings. Mica caps. Here you go, little dudes. Pretty cute. So Portland, you want to keep it weird here and just invite some weird mushroom lady to lie around and take pictures of mushrooms on the ground. That'll help. So the edibility of these mushrooms, some people do eat them. They do have things that look like them though, so make sure you properly ID. Also, sometimes consumption of alcohol around the time you're eating these mushrooms could cause some adverse effects. So just be warned. There you go. Let's see what else we can find. Turns out, I had a lot more fun doing this urban forage thing today than I thought. Still can't dance, or I don't have any rhythm, but that's okay. So, a few take-homes for today. You can find mushrooms wherever you're at. We didn't go into any big parks where there's trail systems and everything, and if we were to do that, I'm sure you'd find some even choice edible mushrooms out there. But we found fascinating and interesting things. Another takeaway is going to the farmer's market. It can be really helpful and beneficial. Not only can you see what they are selling there, which will clue you in to what kind of mushrooms are out in season right now, but the people there are willing to share information. Not exact locations, but they're going to give you some great ideas of general locations to go, and they're going to help you with your ID if you want. If you have questions, pictures you want to show them, they're more than happy to be that kind of person to help you along your way in your mushroom journey. A big thank you to Matt and Owen of NBC Sports Northwest for bringing me on today. And also, thank you, Colin, for letting me steal your mushrooms this morning because they came in very handy. So appreciate that one. This is officially the most vloggy style episode that we've ever done. But we want to know, how do you like it? What do you think? Don't worry. We will be back in the woods again next time. I guarantee it, because I can't stay in the city for very long. But in the meantime, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share this with friends. And there we go. Let's go home, back to the woods. Headed home. And I get to sleep. My brother has to drive.